The clean pattern is simple. Terraform provisions the infrastructure, Ansible configures it, and Spacelift joins the workflow together. But this matters because teams often blur those boundaries. They use Terraform to create servers and then they start stuffing configuration scripts into it, or they use Ansible to manage infrastructure that really belongs in Terraform. That's when automation gets really fragile. So in this video, I'll show you the cleaner pattern. Terraform builds it, Ansible configures it, and Spacelift orchestrates the handoff. Terraform's job is to describe the infrastructure you want, create it, and track it over time. So if you need a VPC, subnets, security groups, EC2 instances, load balancers, databases, IAM roles, or other cloud resources, that's where Terraform fits in. You write the desired state in code, Terraform compares that with what exists and then determines what needs to change. The important bit is state. Terraform keeps a record of resources it manages so future changes can be planned instead of guessed. And that's when Terraform's finished. It can output what the next stage needs, IP addresses, host names, or connection information, and that output is the handoff point. Terraform builds the infrastructure, then says, here's what I created. Once Terraform has created the infrastructure, Ansible takes over. This is where you move from the servers exist to the servers are ready to use. Ansible connects through inventory, then runs playbooks against those machines. That might mean installing packages, copying config files, setting up services, applying hardening, or deploying an application. So the inventory is the bridge. Terraform creates the infrastructure and outputs the host details. Ansible uses those details to work out which machines it needs to configure. That inventory could be static, generated, or dynamic. Terraform shouldn't own every package and config file on the machine, and Ansible shouldn't own the lifecycle of cloud resources underneath it. Terraform creates the target and Ansible prepares it for use. There's one shortcut that looks really tempting. Terraform has provisioners like local exec and remote exec. So technically, you can make Terraform run commands after it creates resources. And yes, that means you can trigger Ansible from Terraform, but I wouldn't make that your default pattern. Provisioners feel convenient at the start and much more painful later on. Terraform is built to model infrastructure state, but when it runs external script, it can't fully model what those scripts did. Did the playbook install the package? Did it partially fail? Did it leave the machine in a halfway state? Provisioners aren't all that bad. There are narrow bootstrap cases where they might make sense, but for a normal workflow, it's cleaner to keep the stages separate. Let Terraform provision and let Ansible configure. Then use orchestration to run them in the right order. So the cleaner workflow looks like this. Terraform provisions the infrastructure, Terraform exposes the useful details in outputs like a list of public IP addresses, and those outputs become Ansible inventory. And then Ansible runs a playbook against the machines that Terraform created. That separation keeps the workflow sane. If you add another instance later, Terraform handles the infrastructure change, then Ansible configures the new machine. If you change a package, service, or config file, that belongs in the Ansible playbook, not buried inside Terraform. It's by no means Terraform versus Ansible. It's Terraform handing off to Ansible at the right point. Now, yes, you can run that workflow manually. You can run Terraform, copy the outputs, generate an inventory file, and then run Ansible. That works, but it means someone or some custom pipeline has to coordinate the handoff, and that's where Spacelift fits in. You can model Terraform and Ansible as separate stacks. The Terraform stack provisions the infrastructure, the Ansible stack handles the configuration, and then Spacelift connects them with dependencies, so Ansible runs after Terraform has completed successfully. The useful part is that the output from one stage can become an input into the next. So Terraform can output the instance details, and the Ansible stack can use those values to build its inventory. Terraform doesn't need to run Ansible directly through a provisioner. Ansible doesn't need to guess what Terraform created, and nobody needs to copy IP addresses between tools like it's 2009. Spacelift isn't replacing Terraform or Ansible here, it's just giving you a managed way to orchestrate the workflow between them. So the mental model is simple. Terraform builds the infrastructure and Ansible configures the machines. Spacelift orchestrates the workflow between them. If you want the full walkthrough, including the Terraform and Ansible example, read this Spacelift blog and it's linked in the description below. And if you want to manage this kind of workflow without stitching everything together yourself, try Spacelift for free now. You can use it to run Terraform, manage dependencies between stacks, pass outputs between stages, and orchestrate infrastructure workflows in a cleaner way. Terraform provisions it, Ansible configures it, Spacelift keeps the workflow under control. If you found this video useful, please do like and subscribe if you're so inclined. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.
Spacelift.